Animals never cease to surprise us, and sometimes it can be hilarious, while other times it can be downright deadly. Have you ever seen a rooster challenge a bunch of cows? What about a baboon fight a chimp? If you're looking for an adrenaline rush, keep watching as we count down 15 animal attacks and interactions that will give you chills.
Hey, we're out sharing a message of Jesus Christ today.
Oh, no.
Number 15. Duck. This duck gives this little puppy a scare when it bites right where it hurts. Being emasculated was the last thing on this puppy's mind. This duck is trying to whisper a secret into this dog's ear, but the dog does not want to hear any secrets. It's everything out in the open from now on for the canine. Duck understands, but it's not happy because it just loves to gossip. Finally, this dog has this duck in a dog lock, and the duck is desperately trying to free itself. It does so at one point, just to get tangled up with the dog again and find itself in the same position as before. I guess this is a masochistic duck. Number 14. Pig. Bulls are much larger than pigs, but in this video, it looks like the pig has the bull's number. The bull is hesitant and kind of shies away from the curious hog. Apparently, this bull has never seen a pig up close, even though this pig is its next door neighbor. The pig is used to being around cattle, hence a confident demeanor and playful attitude. When a mother pig sees her tiny piglet in peril, she pursues the man who's attempting to harm it. This guy's lucky the pig didn't bite off part of his behind. In this next footage, apparently this pig invaded a man's property, and the man didn't hesitate 1 second to shoot the pig. I'm wondering if that's even legal. Perhaps calling animal wildlife would have been a smarter decision, but I guess not everyone is right in the head like that. This cow wants to go head to head with this pig, but it looks like the pig isn't interested. Funny enough, it's the pig that chases the cow around for a few minutes afterwards. This rooster decides to give this pig a hard time, but the pig is no pushover, and if it weren't tied up, I think the rooster would be in trouble. The rooster takes advantage of the pig being tied up and attacks the pig in waves, retreating when the pig becomes too aggressive. Number 13. Bear. This bear lives in the house with this man, and you can see they are quite good friends. It's amazing how the bear stands right next to the man and hugs him as they look out at the stars in the sky. Thus, this bear cub is training to become a future Olympic wrestler. It's already mastered the art of the ankle lock, and it looks like it's on the way to becoming a great champion. You must admit, it's one cute little bear. Check out this monster grizzly bear wrestle with this man. They're the best of friends. But friend or no friend, I would never get so close to a huge bear like that. You never know when it's going to turn on you. I'm sure the handler has had this bear since it was a cub, but it's still a risk, and when a powerful animal like this decides it's time to jump you, there's nothing you can do about it, unless you're holding a bazooka and standing 200 feet away from the beast. Here is another crazy relationship for you. This polar bear named G lives with this man who hand-raised the bear since it was a cub. I mean, these two go for swims and cuddle up together just like they were best friends. Apparently, the bear even purrs like a cat when they cuddle up. Really? Polar bears purr? Nah, I can't believe that. Number 12. Cat. They will play with them just like the cat in this video. I guess this guy saw his cat with the rat already in its possession and decided to film it. Looks like this cat was sold and it's being packaged for shipping. So the employee in charge of packing, another cat, thinks it's a good time to seal the box. I guess this feline takes his job seriously. I'm not sure how the little guy inside the box feels, but hey, those are the rules. This rat attacks this cat and scares it away. I'm not sure if they're friends or if this rat jumped out of the toilet bowl to greet the cat. Looks like this cat went looking for an early breakfast and found it in the shape of a tiny mouse. The cat tires the mouse before carrying it around in its mouth, perhaps looking to sell it to the highest bidder. These two little furry love balls seem to be best friends. It doesn't matter that one is a cat and the other is a rat, because they've learned how to accept their differences. These two cats meet this little mouse that seems to be skilled in martial arts. Watch how the mouse stands and prepares to give the black cat a powerful kick. And then the cat tells it to relax, that it just wants to play. The mouse gets even closer just to make sure it heard the cat properly. I'm not even sure that's a mouse. It kind of looks like a gerbil. This cat gives this mouse a couple of slaps, but it doesn't scare the mouse away. I guess the cat needs to try a little harder. Finally, this cool mouse decides to break dance in front of this cat, so the cat doesn't kill it. It tells the cat to watch the show, and if it likes it, to let it go. I'm thinking the cat is liking it after all. Number 11. Bull. This bull finally spots the bull that cheated on his wife and decides to ram into it. The other bull seems frightened and begins to retreat. The pissed off bull will have none of it and chases the other bull, ramming into it a couple of times before chasing it on the streets, running in between cars until the cheating bull runs away. This bull doesn't want to listen to its handler and even threatens to charge him, so the handler has no other choice but to grab a stick and swing it at the bull, so the bull eventually runs to where it's supposed to. The incredible strength of this bull is displayed when it lifts the little white car up in the air. I'm not sure if the bull is trying to tow the car or just plain destroy it. The owners of the car don't seem too happy about it, and they throw water at the bull to make it retreat, which seems to work. Next, this bull decides it's time to get a haircut, and comes looking for a bargain at this barber shop. The barber tells the bull they charge extra for bovine cuts. The bull doesn't appreciate it and looks for the exits. Finally, these two dogs are asking for it when they decide to mess with this bull. The dogs look like they're inside a pinball machine as they repeatedly go flying in and out of there. Whether they sneak up on the bull from behind or jump right in its face, they end up getting bumped out of there like super balls. I must admit that the dogs are tenacious, but any second, one of the blows could be lethal. Number 10. Wild boar. In a small town in India, a wild pig went on a rampage, hurting numerous people. The moment the animal entered the forecourt of a petrol station was captured on security camera footage. The pig assaulted the workers many times as they attempted to beat the animal with a metal stand and some wood. The pig harmed one member of the staff and one customer, according to the shop owner, before fleeing to another part of town. A girl was also attacked by the animal at a nearby roundabout. You can see this pig is out of control and just wants to play bumping cars with the staff. This wild boar is running for its life as a pack of wild dogs chase it. The boar is quite fast, but the dogs eventually catch up to it as the posse does its thing. If this guy wasn't sure he could jump this fence in a single bound, he's sure now after this pig forces him to. Watch how fast he jumps over the fence. This little wild pig enjoys taking his monkey friend for a ride, and the two have a blast. It's great to see animals of different species get along like that. Finally, I don't know what this clip is all about, but these men release these monkeys, which jump on these wild pigs as it is Formula 1 racing. However, at the end, the men capture one of the pigs. I'm not sure if the monkeys are there to lure the pigs into a trap, but that's what it seems like. Number 9. Rooster. These two roosters decide to take matters in their own hands when they both like the same female. Hence, they give each other a rendezvous in the schoolyard at 3 p.m., right after the bell rings. Both show up, they go at it, analyzing one another and striking when the opportunity shows. It looks like a stalemate, so I guess they will have to resume at another date or just share the female. Here's another chicken fight that never ends. They just keep pecking at one another until their parents call them for dinner. If you think size matters when it comes to chickens, think again. Watch how these chicks fight off this invader that's 4 times their size. One chicken in particular chases the bigger chicken away. What a demonstration of courage displayed by these little buggers. This fight involves more than 2 roosters, and it kind of looks more like a battle royale. This rooster decides to send a message to these cows when it feels the hens are threatened. It doesn't take more than a little peck on one of the cows for all of them to go running, but they do come back for more, and the result is the same. Number 8. Parrot. This tiny parrot will not be intimidated by these pigeons. It chases them one after the other and even jumps on one of the pigeons' heads. This macaw looks all friendly and sociable, and when it approaches this girl, all she can think of is how beautiful and colorful this bird is. Until the bird opens its mouth to bite her. That's when she leaves. This parrot is adamant about not sharing its food with this pigeon, and doesn't stop annoying it until the pigeon leaves. But it doesn't look like the pigeon is too inclined in leaving. This macaw interrupts these 2 young men during prayer, but I think the bird wants to pray along with them. This parrot decides to attack two Mormons going door to door. I guess the parrot knows a good story when he hears one. Finally, this huge macaw plays with this little girl, and I'm sure these people know what they're doing. But I don't know if I would feel comfortable having such a big bird with a large pointy beak sit on top of my child like that. But hey, that's just me. The kid seems to be having a lot of fun, and the bird is as friendly as can be. I've never seen a parrot behave this way. I knew these macaws were sociable, but this is beyond whatever I had imagined. Number 7. Deer. When the grocery store is so near to the forest, why would this deer forage for food? This deer was recorded on surveillance camera at a festival foods market, walking right into a store to look for some snacks. The automatic doors assisted in getting in. Then it slipped through the checkout lines and into the rear. The staff then constructed a human wall around the deer. This deer decides it's time to cut the grass, so it comes looking for a good lawnmower. But if I were the deer, I would buy a great pair of sneakers instead. This deer feels its baby is threatened, so it goes on a rampage, first assaulting a dog and almost trampling it to death, and then going after the cat. Deer are powerful animals and can do a lot of damage with their legs. This time, it's the cat that intimidates the deer, but the cat must be careful, because the deer could stomp on it at any moment, and it could be deadly. Next, this cat chases this young deer into the forest, but the deer keeps coming back. I guess this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. I used to live in the country, and every time I saw a deer, it ran away like the wind. This deer just wants to hang out. What is it with this deer? It just insists on annoying this man and isn't afraid at all of human contact. Number 6. Goat. This goat is hilarious, bouncing all over the place and knocking out its friends. All the other goats are wondering what's going on and why their friend is jumping all over the place. It even kicks another goat and flips it over just like in an action film. It doesn't take much time for this man to roll over when this goat barely rams into it. He just falls on the ground in excruciating pain. Either this guy is a great actor or I'm missing something. This guy decides to go head to head with this goat, but the goat isn't interested in that. I guess goats like to ram into people, but not when humans are looking for it. The guy who owns this car will not be happy when he gets back to his car after what this goat is doing to the door. It's time to take the car to the body shop. This toddler pets this goat, but when the goat has had enough and barely bumps the child, it's enough to send him crying to mommy. Finally, this goat gives this car a little affection during a lonely day. Number 5. Peacock. This peacock takes on a much larger rooster, but it seems like the rooster is the one leading the charge. I tell you, roosters are feisty little creatures, and it's not a peacock that's about to scare one away. This confrontation between a peacock and a turkey is more evenly matched when it comes to size, but neither of the two birds is really overpowering the other. These two must know one another. This peacock is annoying this goat, and the goat puts its head down as if to warn the bird that it will charge if it keeps it up. The peacock calms down, and the goat remains aware. This poor little boy panics when this peacock tries to jump on him, but the boy is fine, and its mother finds it quite funny. Finally, a tiger comes out of nowhere as it tries to ambush a couple of peacocks, but it looks like the peacocks felt it coming and got away fast enough, leaving the large feline empty-handed. Number 4. Dog versus chicken. If you think this dog is going to destroy this chicken, you have something else coming. Although the fight looks kind of even at first, the chicken eventually takes it to the dog, chasing it away. This dog tries to ambush this chicken, but all it does is annoy it. The chicken pulls a head move to scare the dog away, and it works. I don't know what kind of dog this is, but it sure has large teeth. However, no matter how big they are, this rooster isn't impressed and makes the dog submit. These two are friends, and even though they're playing in the backyard, you can sense that the rooster is the dominant one. The dog is just happy and leaves it alone. Finally, this dog is so afraid of this rooster, it tries to hide between the bags. Who would have thought roosters could be so dominant against dogs? Number 3. Monkey. This monkey throws a few punches at this barking dog, but none of the punches make contact with the dog. The dog keeps barking, and that's the end of that. These little monkeys want all the food this kid has, and they don't stop harassing him until he's given it all to them. This monkey, which looks like a baboon, chases a lion. Now that's surprising. However, when the rest of the pride comes running, I'm not sure it's a good idea for the baboon to stay there. If you've never seen a monkey laugh, watch this monkey go hysterical when this man tickles it. It's just loving this moment and laughs out loud. Monkeys love to play fight like these two little buggers, and they have so much energy, they don't stop anytime soon. Finally, both this dog and this monkey are chained, but they make the best of their time together since their chains allow them to play close to one another. Number 2. Sheep. This man went fishing to relax and have a nice day, until this sheep decided to change that. Watch how the sheep backs up and takes a lead, so it charges this man hard enough to make him fall into the water. The man gets up and runs away from the sheep as far as he can, but the animal keeps chasing him. This group of sheep are enjoying a stroll in the street when they approach a building. They ask for directions and want to know where the closest Dairy Queen is. Nobody seems to know, so the sheep decide to hang out in the parking lot. This midget is showing the sheep all his moves when the sheep in a second knocks him out. It reminds me of the scene in the movie Indiana Jones when the guy pulls out his sword and Indiana Jones watches the man demonstrate what he can do with the sword, after which he pulls out his gun and shoots him in a second. Finally, this sheep smacks this cameraman right in the family jewels, leaving the poor guy slightly incapacitated for a few seconds. Number 1. Chimpanzee. This chimp goes bananas and attacks this man ice cream. These chimps mistreat what seems to be a mongoose at a zoo, taking the animal by the tail and swinging it all over the place. I'm just wondering how it got into the chimp enclosure. This chimp has had enough of being filmed by this drone and grabs a stick to knock it out of the air, which it does perfectly well. The chimp sees a police car and jumps on the hood, damaging the car a little before heading for the grass. Finally, this baboon attacks these chimps, and one of the chimps is weaker than the other, so the baboon always targets the weaker chimp. But the stronger chimp protects his friend and chases the baboon away. We have seen some amazing animal behavior, but my favorite has to be the chimp we just saw protecting his friend against the baboon. Which one was your favorite?